has a small buyback, it appears. Dividends 0.5. Forward PE is about 21. Carrier is about a $50 billion company. Forward PE 20. Dividend 1.3%. Small buyback in play. If I was trying to decide between these two companies and I had to invest in one or the other, I'd want to know the balance of industrial or large applications versus consumer facing. So I know Carrier is not just for like you and me buying air conditioning. If you and I together are developing like a big convention center, Carrier is the type of person you call to install like industrial sized climate control systems. Would I buy Domino's Pizza? Me personally right now, no, I'm not playing restaurants. If I did, I'd rather buy Chipotle if it hit 1800. But yeah, Domino's is like one of the old school, like big compounders. Any thoughts on MGM? I don't know what to think right now, but this is a company I've been a long-term fan of. All right. This is a company I'm very much a fan of. MGM, you basically get roughly 50% of Las Vegas, but you also get their regional casinos business. So this is like Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, Boston, New Orleans. They have regional casinos outside of just Las Vegas. They're the biggest operator in Las Vegas. You get about 8% of their revenue coming off Macau. And they also apparently are lead for like Japan's first casino. That's a Biloxi, yeah. This is a good one. Yeah, Johnson Controls is another one. I know Johnson Controls, though. Pretty sure Johnson Controls is much more diverse than just like climate control systems. Is that right? TT also owns Thermal King. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, there's a few different plays. But I'm pretty sure Johnson Controls, I think, is much bigger than just like climate control systems, right? Check this out. Your $4,500 refrigerator was acting up and Home Depot could not find a repairman. So they refunded you the $45 plus $450 tax plus $250 warranty, and you kept the fridge. Independent repair service came, reset the computer. Damn. That's awesome. Yeah, Lonnie, I don't know what to think about like the short-term, long-term or short-term basis for MGM. Long-term, this is my favorite of the casino companies by far. By far. It's a really good company. Really good company. Also, really quickly, we need to talk about one of their investors, a group by the name of IAC. IAC owns a large position. They have 64 million shares right now, and they've been adding this year. IAC is its own ticker. IAC, Interactive Core. Who here knows who this company is? Datadog's only down 16.5. Keep going, Datadog. Yes. IAC is a bunch of websites. So they have Daily Beast. They previously had a company called Tinder and Match.com. They spun all those out. And literally the spin out of what's now known as Match Group was formerly IAC. They've had all sorts of different like websites and digital properties, and they've been spinning them off for years. Yeah, they already spun off their good stuff. Now this is essentially more like a hedge fund or investment group, where if you buy IAC, you're getting big chunks of like Match.com still, and you're also getting like, again, MGM, etc. RTX looking like it sat in one of those Smell-O-Vision movies. So is it erect? I assume that's what you're talking about, right? It's not doing that bad. Look at them go. Yeah, they're erect. 50 Shades of Fist. That's what the movie was about, right? Did Yell have some news? What, going bankrupt, right? The fuck? Why? Why? Do I think it's too late to jump in on Datadog? Probably not. People with direct knowledge of Yellow Trucking's liquidation of assets say significant bidders have emerged and sales are likely easily surpass the 1.4 billion in secured debt, meaning stockholders will get a payday if there isn't the emergence of significant unsecured debt. Pay attention, BBBY apes. That's gotta hurt. So that's why Yell went up. Padres fan, what is the one area to watch in the SMCI report that would give us good insight on NVIDIA? Any commentary about their traditional server business? Again, reminder, I think SMCI is already pre-announced. Okay, already pre-announced. My expectation specifically on this, the big question is, what's happening to cloud spending not associated with just GPUs? All right. And if that's the case, and we already have heard so much about that though, like, I mean, really, it's just going to be how bullish they sound in regards to AI deployments. I mean, essentially, if you wanted to buy 10,000 H100s right now from NVIDIA, you're probably calling someone like Windstrom or someone like SMCI, Supermicro. Whiskey Chai, not arguing semantics, but I wonder how much the supply would spike if ownership of single-family homes were limited to 2 per human persons. That'd be an interesting question, yeah. FinDivi, China exports. Yeah, we know. We talked about that before. I don't think the market should have been down on the China news, only because it covered the prior month, and every data point from the month of July sucked. Every single data point sucked. Like, did we really think there was going to be like, oh, but wait till you hear the import-export data? No, that's the one strong data. No, all the ISMs contracting, all the consumer spending data we saw come up weak the entire month, that's all fake, right? Joe Rebs, must have a good CFO. Must have a good set of assets, right? Must have a good set of assets. And already down now. Quasi-Sim, what China news? Overnight, China released their import-export numbers for the month of July. They sucked. They were bad. They were very bad. But it was July data. We already knew that. Like, every piece of data in the last 3 weeks for China has all been weak as shit. I tell you what would have been a really good dip buy today was UNH. UNH dove all the way down to 500. Tim, like when WAMU found $5 billion after the stockholders. Would you look what was behind this couch the entire time? Just a free $5 billion. I want to check to see if the Bloodbath and Beyond apes. Many of you know I'm keeping my eye on them. I'm keeping my eye on these fuckers. All right. Sad. Caliator, thank you for the gift sub. Greatly appreciated. Behood, Jay will be their savior. I can't. I can't. I can't. I have a not so. Shut up, Steely. What the fuck? I have a not so secret ape kink. I do. He's right. You make a dark joke, go for it. Some of the shit we've talked about. What's the update on BBY? They bought new cardboard boxes to wait for the pump. Oof. Caliator, thank you for the gift sub as well to Steely. You borrow Hershey's Thunder Jacket for tonight's Clover earnings. Oh my god, you're playing Clover. What are my expectations for Disney earnings? I don't have any expectations on Disney's earnings. I have no clue how they will perform. Honestly, I don't. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to close out my spy calls because I bought August 11th 448 calls this morning. So I'm going to close it out for 60% gains. There we go. You read Planned Parenthood is giving coupons to every Tesla truck buyer. Fuck. That's savage. You made $600,000 on Clover, and you were up 1 point nearly 1 million, but you had Clover calls. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's fucking horrible to hear. I'm so sorry, my friend. What time does Rivian announce? It says 4:10. Reminder, we get Twilio, Supermicro, Upstart, Rivian. AMC's already announced. Celsius is right at 4 o'clock. We also have Digital Turbine. All right. And I put $200 on them. All right. I put $200 on them. Very small amount. Very, very small. Very small amount. Digital Turbine is APPS. All right. Is Toast today? I think Toast is today, isn't it? I have like December's or January's. I'm hoping they bounce off this line here. I want to see Toast do well. Yeah, Toast is today. Hopefully they're not Toast, because I have a Toast position. I bought call. I have the August 18th $10.50 call. Digital Turbine. Yep. That's the company. Really simple. The vast majority of ad tech companies have actually been doing really well this earnings season. And Apps is going to talk all about AI. And if not, I will lose $200. I'm okay with that. I made $500 on my spy calls. So just gamble, gamble, gamble. Yeah. Toast is the one that actually will be interesting as well. What's Twilio looking like? By the way, I don't play Twilio for a very simple reason. I hate them as a company. I hate them as a company. This is a bad product. You want mass text messages, mass phone calling campaigns. Twilio's the company that does it. The NVIDIA GH200. Yeah, the Grace Hopper. Yeah. Padres fan, you feel like gambling a bit? Yeah, that was my spirit. 8, their security record sucks too. Oh, sounds about right. With massive security issues. I've heard some people are now questioning, everyone's questioning LK99, which, by the way, is how science works. That's how it should be. I've heard some suggestions that it's just a new ferromagnetic material, i.e. it's magnetic. So hence you could see it levitate, essentially through the power of magnetism. Bumble's tonight, too? All right. This thing sucks. If it's not including Bumble, yeah, Clover, Lyft, Dutch Bros, and Coupon. Okay, wow, there's some good companies, yeah. Interesting companies. Bees Dad, you feel like gambling, so if you bought a single Mega Million, stick it. If you win, you're going to buy an island and hunt people. I respect that, sir. I do. Necessary Shallot says, JP Morgan's holding an automotive conference tomorrow. CFOs of Ford and GM will be in attendance. Interesting. So the expectation, I mean, they both just reported like 2 weeks ago. So what are they going to say financially? I don't think they're going to guide down or up, right? I mean, they just both reported earnings. Datadog is shitting itself on close. That's just profit taking. Yep. You have a bad feeling about this close on Supermicro, don't play it. Like penicillin and bread, yeah. Ooh, look at that drop. B-Hood, if you won, you'd buy a bunch of land in Montana, build a concrete town, and fire RPGs. And I love that. Data bitch. Yep. All right, guys, check the SPY. Less than a minute to go. I mean, look at that. We're about to be 449. All things considered for how today started, down 0.4%. We'll take it. We'll take it. Friendly reminder, before earnings drops, hydrate. Hydrate, motherfuckers. You added to Amazon Google positions? Nice. I respect the ball, sir. And time. Bulls win. Bulls win. Hey, Caffeine. Welcome back, my friend. Let me give the points, the points. Now, we don't really care about a lot of these companies. All right, we really don't, but we're just curious. Ooh, big lopsided bet today. That's right, hydrate, see? Sick Chief insists, must hydrate. All right, guys, as earnings happen, shout them out. Celsius is up first. Celsius is a very good company. This is not just a meme stock. They are supposed to report right at close. This stock has been on fire all year long. Is it expensive? Yes. But there's been all sorts of data suggesting that they've been doing pretty well. Let's see if it comes through. Beard, you're a full-on Celsius chick now? Nice. Are they the next monster? Maybe. People ask, how does a company like Coca-Cola or Pepsi grow in the future? Well, my friends, the answer is they buy companies like this. Yeah, Celsius, apparently there's been a lot of data suggesting they've been taking shelf space from their opponents. Crazy amounts of caffeine, yep. I mean, we're going to have weight loss drugs and overly caffeinated energy drinks. This feels like the 50s and 60s and even the 70s with the Bolivian marching powder. Cocoa insider selling coming in heavy. Nice. Look at Celsius go. Anyone got the numbers? Coupang. Beat on EPS. Beat on revenue. Active customer growth continues. Not bad. Coupang is the, what? That's the Korean version of like Amazon, right? Is that what they are? I have no clue what time Digital Turbine reports. They weren't even on the sheet. Their phone call's at 4:30, so probably really quickly. 200 milligrams of caffeine should be standard. Change your mind. Korean Amazon. Okay. And Rivian starts off up. Oh. If someone can get me the numbers on Celsius, I'd love to see it, by the way. Apps is at 405. Thank you. Look at Celsius go, guys. Rivian, I've seen bouncing around. It's up right now, though. Bring back OG 4 Loco. My God. Rivian, EPS, beat. Revenue, beat. Production view, beat. Sees reaching positive gross margin in 2024. Guys, that seems pretty good. Now, the key word there is gross margin. Gross margin does not include the salaries of sales, marketing, legal, HR, IT. It does not include corporate locations. It does not include sales and marketing efforts. It's still a positive. But, yeah. Celsius beat the high estimates. I actually see Rivian being relatively controlled. Yeah, basically does not include operating expenses. Yeah. So that's one cautionary note, but for Rivian to beat specifically production, now here comes the interesting question. Production of 52K vehicles is fine. What does demand look like? Are we going to see a Lucid Tesla situation where they have to lower prices? Yeah, they made 1.2 billion and lost how much? Oh, my friend, they made way less than 1. They sold 1.2 billion. They lost a lot of money. But everyone knows it's a money burner right now. Rivian also has shit quality control. New automotive thing. Luminar beat on both revenue and EPS. Very small on the revenue. Small. They're on track to meet or beat its financial guidance. Expects at least 100% revenue growth this year. Not bad. Padres fan, yeah. Demand is key. Yep. Looks like Celsius may not be the only one that's going to moon. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Rivian vehicles, basically, I don't like the front, but the rest of them actually looks pretty good. Yep, I wasn't going to point that out, but Digital Turbine seems up so far. Good Jesus, look at Celsius go. That's impressive. Upstart dumping, lift pumping. SMCI down, interesting. Akamai, beat on EPS, beat on revenue. Looks like they are guiding up on both revenue and EPS. Looks like a good report from Akamai. I assume Toast reported already because they're up. I don't know if it's true or not, though. Celsius is Christian Grey in your smell-o-vision movies. Whoa. Bad EPS numbers out of Take-Two. Are they about to take two in the ass? Let's find out. Caffeine, no. Toast is tonight. Rivian coming down, but let's see. Lyft beat everything. Just goes to show when your expectations are dog shit, it's hard to disappoint, right? Twilio, big beat on EPS. Decent beat on revenue. Guiding down, not much on revenue. Guiding up EPS. So another company, growth company, finding a way to cut itself into profitability. Jesus, look at the Celsius numbers. Celsius Q2 GAAP EPS 52 cents, beats by 24 cents. Revenue 326 million, beats by 48 million, 111% year-over-year growth. Yeah, now I have apps down. Hold on, apps is down because of the bid-ask spread. Padres fan, I'm seeing it on the bid-ask. I don't know if that's real. Because someone's put in an order to buy at 981. I don't know if it's real yet. Microvision, what a shit co. Miss. Microvision should be dead. Lyft, gap, negative 30 cents is a beat. Revenue is in line. Active riders was up year over year. Revenue per active rider was down. Revenues of 1.3 to 1.15. So they're guiding up. You guys are saying Toast was the play as opposed to Celsius? Toast is now up 9%. Toast is up good. Toast is looking real good. All right, let's even see the apps and the Toast. Take care, Necessary Shallot. Upstart, EPS, beat. Looks like they were expected to lose money. It looks like they beat. Revenue, very small beat. Toast shareholder gang. We're going to get their numbers or what? Are we sure apps release numbers? Yeah, Toast Leap Gang, hopefully feeding well. Digital Turbine, here we go. EPS beat. Revenue beat. Second quarter fiscal revenue between 141 and 149 versus looks like a small guy down on rev. Between 25 and 27. Between 13 and 15. Looks like they're guiding down. So that sucks. Looks like Digital Turbine, APPS, is guiding down a bit. So they're probably going to get punished. They will probably get beaten up on. Upstart dumped. Yep. Toast is up big. Apps is down big. It's not even down that big, actually. I don't see it down that big yet, put it that way. Take care, Smoking Stud. Hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, I see 1% down in the after hours to down 4.5% today in total. Yeah, it's not bad. Looks like Toast and Celsius are the big winners today, by the way. Toast and Celsius. Grabs, you saw 4% for a bit after hours? Okay. That may hit, yeah. Give him time. Rivian's down more. Rivian didn't look bad, but like, I'm not in a rush to buy Rivian, Lucid, like any of the new, like, I'd rather buy Tesla, and I shit on Tesla all the time. Heading to Atlantic City. Good luck, my friend. Rivian down more. You mean more than apps? Okay, got it. Apps might be an interesting company to specifically watch how they respond in the morning. That's probably more important. Let's see Lyft. You guys are saying Lyft is up big. Oh my God, they're up 14%. SMCI is killing NVIDIA. What did SMCI say, or at least post? They're down 9. Didn't they already pre-announce? That's the thing. Like, what did they... Twilio recovering a bit? Net sales, they crushed. We knew. EPS crushed. We knew. Yeah, we know. Like, what's the... SMCI, yeah. So Q4, yeah, beat, yeah. Guides fiscal year 2024 revenues. That's next full year. Guides Q1. So $2.75 to $3.50 against $2.76 estimate. I get that it's a guide up, but shouldn't they have more revenue next quarter than this last quarter? Wow, look at that fiscal year revenue guide. That's an interesting one. So basically, they guided fiscal year 2024 9.5 to 10.5 billion, and they guided next quarter 1.9 to 2.2. So they're anticipating clearly next quarter is actually a lower quarter than the rest of the quarters they're going to put up. Nvidia is down a whopping 0.35. Yeah. Yeah, people are definitely exaggerating. Smoking Stud, usually sometime between 12 and 1 I go live. Sometimes it changes. Yeah, company, so talking about Take-Two. Company reiterates net bookings outlook for fiscal 2024 of 5.45 to 5.55 billion. Not bad. Not bad at all. They had 1.2 billion in net bookings. Okay. Looks like they're guiding down slightly on the revenue side. God, I hate that. I don't like their numbers, but that I think is something about the business itself. Take care, Smoking Stud. Take care, Padres fan. SMCI down now 14%. This feels overdone. This feels a bit overdone. Not gonna lie. Thank God you didn't get calls. Yeah, the best way to play this one was to avoid playing it. But it looks like SMCI beat and guided up. The problem is their next quarter guide seems to be lower than this one. So watch for people to try to beat up on NVIDIA, particularly tomorrow. I'll be honest. I'm okay seeing this. Like, I guarantee you there's going to be some bears and FinTwit, bears and FinReddit who are going to say, well, how come next quarter SMCI guided lower than this most recent quarter? And how come TSMC reduced overall guidance if NVIDIA was doing so well? Well, NVIDIA is going to guide down next quarter. Very unlikely. Clover looks like a beat on revenue. That's good. Are they getting rewarded for this? Or are they getting smoked? From ATM, you would way rather buy the fucking dip on NVIDIA? I would agree. I would agree. Caffeine, you're already hearing that from Farmer? Yep. I'm telling you. Poor Farmer. In 2 weeks, that man's going to be dealing with some shit. And be like, but I thought TSMC said. It's like, fucker, should have listened. Healing Care Bear, am I jumping into SMCI? Nope. Nope. The problem with SMCI is they're at the wrong end of the AI value chain. I don't want the hardware provider. I don't want the company that's operating margin is roughly 10%, gross margin roughly 18%. Nope. I'd rather have the company with 70% gross margins and 30%, 35% operating margin. That's called NVIDIA. Party on Barth, not a bad week for Soxus. To be fair, playing short anything so far this week would have done well, but I'd be careful holding on to it. We get CPI on Thursday. Look at Toast go. I want to see Toast. Is it going truly nuclear? Look at it. It's beautiful. Fucker's about 23 bucks. You love to see it. By the way, Prometheum is 100% correct on SMCI. Highly cyclical. It's going to drop greater than 50% when the cycle turns. He is correct. We don't know how long this cycle is. That's why people are not or should not be piling the puts yet. But at some point, Prometheum, this would definitely not be the peak earnings report. Oh God, no. Do I still have Toast? Absolutely. Yeah. Remember, Toast is my longest dated position right now. I have January $30 calls. That's literally the longest dated options position I have right now. So Matterport looks like a small beat. on both revenue and EPS. Yep. Outlook, they raised their guidance, still losing money. That's fine. Hostess brand, the Twinkies. Who here is balls deep in Twink? Go ahead, you can admit it. Gap, EPS, miss. Revenue, miss. Ozempic is coming for them. Bumble, beat. Double beat. They got an up. Whoa. Whoa. Give me liquidity. Penn Entertainment and ESPN enter a long-term exclusive strategic alliance for U.S. online sports betting. Oh, how's Disney responding? They're fucking not? Yeah, Go Rebs is upset. He was hoping that would be DraftKings. That is an excellent move by Disney. Disney should be getting love on that one. That's good. Disney's not moving. Meanwhile, let's look at Penn. Penn is up 18% on this news. Please just have Penn paying and it be paying an insane license fee. I'm sure they are. And not actual integration. Penn had to dump Barstool back on Portnoy. Yep. Chat Cat, we've been waiting for this announcement for 2 years on ESPN. We've always said it made sense that if ESPN would partner with some kind of online gambling sportsbook, and it looks like they are. Penn earnings are tomorrow morning. Yeah, they're going to do well. GAN would be different. But yeah, GAN, we were always hoping if Disney went into the gambling, that was the long play on GAN. Steely, yes. The news is also near confirmation that Disney isn't going to sell ESPN. My expectation is Disney is probably going to get a lot of fucking money. Okay, Rebs, they legit partner with the shittiest sports book. They paid for it. Brazil Central Bank Director Guillen says global disinflation is happening, but core inflation figures show a challenging scenario, especially in developed countries. Interesting. Steel Cold Kegs, here comes the my penis erect jokes. You are absolutely going to see that. Yes. Someone's got a fun Penn Island, penis land. Customer service sucks. Go Rebs, you're not a little bit salty about this, are you? Be honest. Be honest. Not necessarily. They could be trying to make it even more valuable to a buyer. If you were trying to sell ESPN, you wouldn't agree to an exclusive deal. The key word is exclusive. Yes, promo. Actually, we did pull up Console Energy mooning today on a great earnings report. Yep. Can't wait to see how red they are tomorrow, right? By the way, promo. How good would they have done today if it wasn't for earnings, given all the bad news from China overnight? May have smoked them. Marathon, miss. Interesting. Arnold Palmer, correct. There is no loyalty in the sports books. It's actually one of the reasons I kind of like MGM. Because they at least have a real world property so that if you are a member of like BetMGM, then you have the capability to parlay it into like real rewards at their actual physical properties. Vuzix, we don't talk about that company a lot. I actually know what they do. Yeah. Looks like pretty good numbers. It's a growth stock, yeah. Digital Turbine does not look that bad, by the way, from an earnings standpoint. Low volume, so keep that in mind. Correct, Smoking Stud. That Reddit calendar sucked. Yep, Crespo, SMCI is down big. I don't know if I agree with SMCI being down, but the question I have is why is next quarter expected to make less money than this quarter? That being said, I mean, I'm not touching the stock, period. But like, for the full year, next year, they guided up big. It raises the question whether it's worth $10 a share. That will put you at what? A 30 times forward PE? That's expensive for a hardware provider. That is so expensive for a hardware provider. Yeah, Smoking Stud. Thank you for joining. By the way, Smoking Stud, we do have a Discord. It's perfectly free. For anyone else who wants access to it, here you go. Perfectly free. Always going to be free. Right? Crespo, it's run up nicely. Yeah, it's run up nicely on good news. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this is one of two companies with the apparently exclusive ability to build out NVIDIA's next-gen platform. Their new DGX version variations. That being said, that exclusivity ends apparently after, I believe, 6 months. And more importantly, the fact that it's moved up, all right, fine. They're taking advantage of AI. I respect that. A computer hardware provider at 30 times PE, makes no sense to me. That's too expensive. And clearly the market thinks the same way. Who are all these poor souls who short coal stocks with 4 forward PE? Yep. No one believes the forward PE when they sell off the stock at 4 PE. Keep that in mind. No one believes them. You can make the argument, who buys NVIDIA right now at, say, 60 times forward PE? And the answer is someone who doesn't think it's 60 times forward PE. And remember, historically, there's been a lot of instances where the market's been right. Array Technologies, what the fuck they do? You've joined the Discords. Amen, my friend. I have to read through more about SMCI later. SMCI seemed to do well. They did guide up. The number one question I have is why are they making less money next quarter than they did this quarter? That's my question. And that's, I think, what should be driving them down. They guided up for the full year, so they're obviously very optimistic. What's happening next quarter, though? Arnold Palmer, you can't fathom people who bought NVIDIA at 470s. You question so much. I know no one likes it when I point this out, but when I was tracking NVIDIA back in 2021, I will point this out. Around this time period, the forward PE of NVIDIA was higher than it is today. And there were a lot of examples of people who were buying who, quite frankly, did very well. Because once NVIDIA started reporting earnings during this time frame, their PE went down because they kept beating and guiding up. That could very well be where we're at right now, where the people buying at $470 right now may get rewarded when the stock keeps going up because they keep guiding up. You and I both know at some point, my anticipation is somewhere between 1.5 to 2 years from now, the AI digestion cycle will begin. And NVIDIA will drop hard. It'll drop like 50%. That's just how it goes. But every cycle, every semiconductor cycle, all right, you can see it goes up at one point to 72 and then drop down to basically 34 back in 2018, semiconductor cycle. It then goes on to surpass that high. goes up all the way to 338, then drops down to 110 bucks. Now it goes up again, it will drop again, and then it will go back up again. That's how their cycle works. Bros. What's Dutch Bros doing? What are they doing? Kind of boring. Padres fan, how long are these cycles? We don't know. We don't know. What a massive dildo up though. You realize a lot of analysts, a lot of research groups. I think you've got to understand what drove Nvidia up in particular. Their completely nuclear movement, that huge gap. They were supposed to report or guide to $7.2 billion in revenue. They guided to $11 billion. It's literally the single best like mega cap earnings report. I think all these analysts have said like, I've never seen anything like that, particularly from a large company, but even from smaller companies. Someone say money, that's the $1 million question. If Nvidia increases their software revenue meaningfully, you think the cyclicality will still apply? That's the interesting question. For Nvidia to truly behave like a mega cap, they need a more substantial portion of their earnings not coming from chips. They need it to come from software. Software and systems. Chad, I love that comment. Knowing the pattern means the pattern too accurately means it can't exist. Correct. Rocket Lab, inline revenue, slight beat. Not bad. The real kicker to you, doesn't matter what the earnings are. If they have good earnings call or good news, stocks do well. I think it's all about narratives. It's all about narratives. I mean, keep in mind, you have a lot of professionals who follow NVIDIA. And for them, they're going to look back at prior cycles. This is what I've heard a lot of bears say. And I just want to say, guys, the professionals, not me, but the professionals in semiconductors will highly disagree with your viewpoint. I've heard a lot of people suggest that this AI craze or this fad is only representative of 1 or 2 quarters. So that basically NVIDIA's got this quarter, maybe next quarter, and then immediately their revenue is going to drop. Vivek from Bank of America, one of the analysts who've covered, has specifically called out traditional hardware semiconductor cycles for NVIDIA. The minimum amount of time is usually 1.5 years. So the expectation is we're probably quarter 1 or quarter 2 into it. So another full year to go on. That would be the expected time frame for now. Padres fan, their software is pretty uniformly used. Yes, but when we're talking about NVIDIA's future software, here's the thing to keep in mind. We're not talking about CUDA. We're not actually talking about like AI development software. We're talking about AI deployment software now, which is actually different. So imagine this, Padres fan. NVIDIA has a product right now they're working on. All right. Not drivers. Drive. No, not driver. Drive. All right. Where NVIDIA wants to sell a computer that goes inside your car. And they're selling it, by the way, to Mercedes-Benz right now. But basically, it is the car. It is the self-driving camera and chipset so that your car can do self-driving. Well, NVIDIA also wants to sell you the software. Essentially, it's an AI model. So that's what NVIDIA's goal is. They don't want to just sell you chips. They also want to sell you applications on top. And if that happens, all of a sudden NVIDIA is going to start getting like billions and billions of dollars of revenue without paying TSMC shit. This is just on top of their hardware. You mean that boomer navigation GPS in the dash? No. In this case, I'm talking literally like full self-driving that Tesla is working on. NVIDIA is also working on it. Penn is also selling Barstool back to Portnoy. Get fucked, Portnoy. I love it. Penn is up 30%. Kevin Tate, don't boomers have phones? But no, this isn't like map software. What they're trying to sell you is self-driving. Self-driving software. Who gets there first, Tesla or NVIDIA? It's a good question. And keep in mind, the entire model for NVIDIA is they're working. So, for example, if you're ever driving, the expectation is if you're ever driving a self-driving Mercedes-Benz, you're going to pay a certain amount every single month for that self-driving subscription. NVIDIA is keeping half. Mercedes gets the other half. Being an ass to the boomers, got it. Okay. Theoretically, right now, Tesla has more real-world data, but NVIDIA has what they call synthetic data. So they have the ability through their own existing assets to basically generate synthetic data and to train models. Lyft gave it all back? Whoa! Did they really? All right, let's do one last pass through. They must have said something on the phone call. What, they issue a going concern notice? WhatsApp's doing? It's down. It's not good. Let's check Penn. The big winner, it seems, for not even reporting tonight. They are up 29%. Hey, Chicken Pluto. Yeah, an announcement. Penn is partnering with ESPN for an exclusive partnership for a sports book. Big news for both Penn and for Disney. Will Tesla FSD release faster, prompt OEMs to take Musk's option as a disparate option almost? I'm curious to see how that will work. The big thing is that I mean, he says he's offering up FSD, but what's the hardware it runs on? Are they talking about like Mobileye or Qualcomm or what? Look at that. It's up 34%. Yes, AMC posted positive. We covered that. AMC actually reported this morning, which was a surprise. They were supposed to report today, aftermarket. You think it's on Dojo, their own thing? Dojo, hold on, Honor Palmer. Dojo is a training computer. Now we're talking about inference. There's no way they're putting Dojo inside cars. That's my understanding. Can't wait for the hardware 4 release. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm cheering for them all, honestly. I'm cheering for them all. All right, let's see. Toast. Looks like Toast was also a big winner. Toast is up 13% in after hours. Toast gang. Get your bread in the oven. If it's not Dojo, it might have just be NVIDIA. But apparently, like, I think Tesla is working on their own inference chip, too. Take care, Steely. Nova Nort's got a medical paper out. Yeah, I think Nova Nort's is the one that said theirs, like, did the most to reduce actual diabetes. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Let's check out what our good friend Jay Jared's up to. And I will see you. Oh, he's not streaming. Moose. No. Moose isn't streaming. No. Well, who am I gonna offload you fuckers to? Huh? Be nice, Caffeine. Be nice. Oh, let's go, Lord MC Trades. All right, guys, be nice. This is an AMC ape. Be nice. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. He is not an AMC ape. Is he a GME ape? Either way, guys, be nice, be respectful, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Peace.